Either this is incredibly smart what I'm about to do or really dumb. So in the last year and a half or so, my business has done about $300,000, maybe a little bit more in revenue, which sounds pretty freaking nice. Except for one major problem. I did this all with a huge team. And not only that, there's a lot to do in terms of the fulfillment. At the time, totally happened on accident. I realized there's a huge need in content creation. I knew I needed to help people get out of their own way, and so I created this agency where we would kind of do it all for you. We'd film you, we'd chop it all up, we'd create websites, we'd do everything you need to do in order to have a digital business. And we charged a heck of a lot to do it. Again, I know this all sounds great, except for at one point, I remember looking at my bank account and realizing that everyone in the business was making money but me. And not only that, I didn't have any time to do the things I actually really enjoyed. None of what we were working on was really my zone of genius. Maybe a small section of that I really liked doing, and I would honestly do it for free. Problem was, most of my time was spent managing people, managing projects. I am the farthest thing from a project manager. Around this time, people like Justin Welch was starting to come on my radar. These solopreneurs that didn't have large teams, yet were making 10 times more than I was making, and they actually were really enjoying it. And that's when I realized there must be a better way. This could be a lot easier. In fact, that's when I made the decision to throw everything away, to start completely over and to build a better business for me. So in this video, we're gonna do something a little bit different. Instead of just telling you what you should do to grow an online business and how to make money as a content creator, instead, I'm just gonna show you what I'm doing, my plan to getting back to multiple six figures. But this time around, I'm gonna build it in a way that I would actually enjoy doing it. In order to make this plan, this game plan to go from super high touch, tons of employees to how can I do this with minimal time as humanly possible to make the most amount of money, we have to start from the basics, start from the ground up, starting with 3 questions. Who are we gonna serve? What problems do they have? And what can we offer to solve those problems? Seems pretty simple enough. I did some of this legwork before the video, so that way we don't have to sit around and watch me doodle on a notepad. But here's what I came up with. Number 1, the who. The people that I want to serve are the people that I know the most. It's the coaches and consultants. I know their problems very well because I ultimately had been through them. And does this mean that I'm only going to work with coaches and consultants? Of course not, right? Like as they say, there's riches in the niches. The best part about working with someone that you already know, and arguably it's you 3 to 5 steps ago, is that you know their problems intimately well. You work with them a lot, you hear them complaining about certain things. It gets pretty easy to figure out, all right, what else can I offer? And obviously you've been there before. You don't have to be an expert in every single thing that you do in order to grow a successful business. For me, I could be at level 5 of something, but if someone's at level 1, they're still wanting to be at level 5. There's still plenty of stuff that you could teach them. And so you offer something, whether that's coaching or whatever, to help them out. The next part of this is what problems do they have? Coaching consultants obviously have tons of problems, but I'm more focused on what are the ones that I'm passionate about? What are the ones that I'm passionate about solving? And I realized that it's incredibly difficult to build an online business. It seems easy on paper, and it is relatively simple, the pathway to grow a successful business. However, the steps to actually getting there sometimes are a little bit tricky. So there's really 3 things that an online business needs. All 3 of them I plan on doing something to help them along. The first is creating content. In order to have a successful business, you have to collect leads, right? These are people that are gonna go to your email list. These are people that are gonna ultimately one day buy from you. But in order to do that, you have to have attention. Well, the fact of the matter is, creating content is the easiest way to do that. This step should come before you do ads or anything else, but creating content is a very simple way to do that. But the problem is a lot of business owners really don't like making content. And it's not because they don't enjoy it, it's because they haven't found their way yet, their style. The other part of this too, is it's not as easy to keep track of all the content you're doing, what kind of content you can make and all that. And so that's one of the problems I'm gonna be solving for them. I'm gonna help them create content. Not only that attracts leads, but also that helps them and actually enjoy the process. Now, once that's done, the next part is monetization. So monetizing, what I mean by that is really just converting these leads into clients. The problem is, once again, some coaches don't have the background that I did. I got lucky, I grew up in sales. So I don't mind talking to someone, explaining how I can help them, and then letting them make the choice. Believe it or not, there's a lot of business owners that really don't like sales. And so the way that I can help them, the problem that I could solve, is to make that process a little bit easier. How can I remove some resistance for them so they can sell a little bit more, get more clients into their business, and ultimately pay their bills? The final step, though, is one that came recently, and it's automate. The third problem that they have is that they're time poor. Time poor just means that maybe they have money, they don't have time to do the stuff anymore. They're so busy dealing with their clients that they don't have time for friends and family. They're so busy with the minutia of tech and what tech stack should I make and how do I get the right emails out to the right people. They're so busy with that. They don't have time to do the stuff they enjoy. They don't have freedom, and that's where I come in. Again, this is a problem that I can solve because I can help them automate their business. I'll explain that probably a little bit more. So now we have that spelled out, right? We have the who, their problems, and ultimately how I can solve them. Now comes the fun part, which is building the offer. I took some time to really think through how I'm going to deliver some of these things to them in a way, once again, that I still have time, but also I can make the most amount of money. So whether you're an online business owner or a content creator, there's just a handful of ways to make money online. Number one is affiliate links and sponsors. Like this is, if you're on YouTube, obviously you've seen tons of people talking about something in the middle of their video. It's, hey, I want to shout out my sponsor, so-and-so, right? Like they're getting paid to do that. That's a really great way. It's relatively easy lift. Issue with this to some degree that you have to watch out for, obviously, is that some YouTube creators, which I made a video on this before, they made this their entire business. And as a result of that, they started to not like the creation process as much. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying to watch out for. So sponsors is one thing. The next thing though is really interesting to me, which is the affiliate links. This is where you simply recommend somebody use a software or product of some sort or service, and they use it using your link and you get a kickback for that. Some of the best affiliate links out there are not just a one-time offer, it's reoccurring. So that means you can build passive income. I really don't love the word passive income because it's not actually passive. You got to do something for it. But for the most part, it's relatively passive. So the two affiliates that I chose to work with is going to be Keep, which is a business automation platform, and Notion. As I go through this video, and you'll understand why more and more, how we're going to use these affiliate links to actually double dip a little bit. So first, let's get into the offer suite. The offer suite is just your product, your suite of products or services that you're going to be doing. And so for me, the first thing out the gate I wanted to work on was digital products. And the reason why was because there's no lift. Once you build the actual product itself, you're done, right? You just have to send it off to somebody and then they get to use it. In my opinion, it's the easiest way to get revenue into the business because again, you don't have to fulfill on it. You just have to do the upfront work of building the thing. So keeping in mind who I'm going to work with and then the problem I'm trying to solve, we're helping them create content, monetize that content, and then automate their business. So the first step is, can we create a digital product that is in line with that gets them into the funnel, so to speak, and starts them on that path. There's two digital products that I'm going to use and leverage as a lead magnet, as well as something that I can make a little bit of money off of. So number one is my YouTube masterclass. Obviously, I'm making content here on YouTube, and I think business owners understand to some degree the power of YouTube. It's high search, it's middle of the funnel, it's a really great platform compared to others, right? But it's really difficult to get started. It seems so daunting to start, so I wanted to make it really, really simple for them to get started over on YouTube. So I made this YouTube masterclass. It's literally just 45 minutes of me talking about how to get started and the type of content they can create. So that's free. That's how I'm going to use the attention that I get on YouTube and Instagram, so on and so forth, and pull them into my funnel, get them on my email list so I can kind of carry them along that ascension model that I talked about earlier. So the second one though is a paid lead magnet. And I think this doesn't get talked about enough, at least that I see. There's kind of an inherent problem with free lead magnets. The problem is you tend to get a list full of people that just like free stuff and don't really want to spend money. And so even if you can make a lead magnet be relatively cheap, it still is going to have a list full of people that's willing to spend money on you. The digital product that I made that I can act like a lead magnet but still brings in revenue is a content creator hub. You've probably heard, if you've been on the channel before, you've heard me talk about it before. It's a Notion template that it's basically like a content calendar. The only difference is it actually walks you through step by step on how you can script your video in the right way to make sense to your audience. But it also kind of helps hold you accountable to getting the thing done, right? To actually getting more content out, so on and so forth. This is just $10. Again, we're not trying to get rich on this. I just want to make sure that when people come into the list that they are willing to take action on it. I think the other part of this that's really important, and the reason I put a price tag on this Creator Hub, which I could have sold for free, or I could have given away as a lead magnet for free, is that I want people to use it. And that's kind of the key. If you get people to use the lead magnet, they are way more likely to take action and work with you further than if you just give them something for free that they'll never actually take. It's more likely for someone to actually use something that they pay for, obviously. And this brings me to the double dip thing I talked about earlier. I mentioned earlier that I have a Notion affiliate link. The beautiful thing is here that Notion has a very generous affiliate link program, a referral program. Don't quote me on this, I gotta go back and look at it, but basically if they sign up for anything, you get 50% of their revenue for the year for that person. So meaning if you sign up for Notion, it's free, but if you sign up for like the AI tool that they have, or you add members and all that, I'll get 50% of what you pay Notion. I don't have to do any work. So it's a really good opportunity that I made $10 and I made some money off of actually sending you over to Notion, i.e. the double dip. And I don't have to, it's not a huge lift for me. So this is what I mean, that if you get affiliate links that's tied to your offer, it increases the amount of money you can make off of a client, which again, it's nice because there's no time involved here. I already made the product. Notion already exists. I don't have to do anything. I just got to send them the link and they sign up. So we talked about the two digital products, right? We have the Notion template, and then we have the YouTube Masterclass. The next part of the offer suite, I mentioned we want to convert clients. Now, this is something that I'm working on. It's not done yet, and I'm one of those people that really like building in public, and so you all can hold me accountable to actually getting this done. And obviously, if you want to be the first to know when I launch this, you can go ahead and in the description below, I'll have a link to you can join my newsletter. Those are the first people that are going to find out when it comes out. But I'm going to build a complete coaches hub. It'll include a client portal, basic CRM, and I'm saying basic for a very important reason I'll get to in a little bit. And it'll include obviously the content hub, everything that you need to run an online business as a coach or a consultant. It'll be jam-packed into this. This will be a higher ticket thing, but the idea being, once again, I'm creating a digital product that I don't have to necessarily fulfill on. But once you get into it and you start to build your business with it, it leads into the more higher ticket offers. The higher ticket offers meaning done with you, done for you. When people get started, I think they make a mistake and they tend to think that they undervalue themselves. And so when they have done for you, done with you, meaning one-on-one time with you, they underprice it. They want to make it cheap so that way they can get people in, which I totally understand, especially when you first get started. The problem with this is then you have tons of clients that you have that are only paying you $100 a month or $200, like something low ticket, and it's wasting a lot of your time. It's not just the hour you spend with that client. There's still tons of things you have to do in the back end that you really should be paid for. So for me, the done with you and done for you, the time that you get one-on-one time with me, I'm gonna charge much higher. But the twist is that I really, really enjoy the idea of having a VIP day. A VIP day is just a handful of hours that you get. It's a little bit done with you and done for you, but I get to charge a little bit more, but it's time restricted. So meaning you only get one day with me. We'll build everything. You'll get everything you wanted and more, and it'll be done when you leave, but I could charge you $1,200 for one day. And the beautiful part is then after that's done, you're set, I'm good, we can part ways. No more long-term coaching programs that cost $10 billion. It's just, let's get the thing done, let's walk away and be good. Now, I mentioned earlier that the other affiliate link that I was gonna be working with was Keep, and here's why. So Keep is a automation platform. You could argue it's a CRM, but it's much more than that. The idea of Keep is that you could build campaigns to automate the sales and marketing aspect. So for example, I mentioned earlier, the lead magnet. So when you come into the YouTube Masterclass, you go to the landing page, you sign up for it. Not only are you gonna get the Masterclass delivered to you, but then it also is gonna automatically email you and let you know, hey, did you click the link yet? Did you watch the YouTube video? No? And then you're gonna get emailed again. If you do click the link, it's gonna pull you out of that sequence, and then it's gonna offer you something else, all automated. So the idea is the moving somebody from a lead to a sales could be completely automated. I don't have to constantly look at it. More than anything though, it also can provide some of the automation for the rest of the business, right? Who needs to know what when automatically emailing a client, for example, when you're done with their Notion template that you send off to them. That's an example of kind of complete automation. So Keep's really, really great for that. So this is where the third part of my master plan and the offer suite comes in, which is the automate. Said create, convert, and then automate. And so I'm gonna be utilizing Keep to do that. But the beautiful thing is they have a really awesome referral program where if I send somebody to Keep, I'll get 10% of the revenue of what they pay every month for as long as they're a client. Again, all I gotta do is send them a link and I'll get 10% of how much they pay Keep every single month for as long as they're a client. So that means that I can provide them with the ideas and consult them. Let's say they did the VIP day, right? I can do the VIP day, explain to them how to set it up. I can explain to them the best way to do it, but then they're on their own. Great. I get 10% every single month that they're in it. But more importantly, Keep has tons of support on their side to make sure that they get the outcome they're looking for. And so it's kind of a win-win. The client gets an awesome team over at Keep. They get an awesome platform. I get 10% of the revenue, and I don't have to constantly keep tabs of them to make sure they get the thing done. All right, so let's wrap this up in a tight little bow. So if you're following along and you don't want to just exactly do my plan, I'll walk you through the steps. So number one, figure out the who. Who do you want to serve? The problems that they face is number 2. And then what of those problems do you want to be able to solve? How you solve those problems do matter because, again, the whole reason for creating an online business, for wanting to start an online business is to have freedom, right? And we want to make money, but we also want to have time freedom. So when you're selecting how you're going to be solving those problems, make sure that it's not in a way that's going to take up all of your time. Maybe don't do only one-on-ones. Throw in some affiliate links in there. Throw in some digital products that you don't have to fulfill on. You just build it, you set it, and forget it. It's kind of like the goal and the idea. And the point I want to make here is you don't have to do it the way that I'm going to be doing it. Absolutely. Steal everything that I just mentioned or still none of it. Take a little bit of it, add it to your business. Whatever it is that's going to help you grow your business, please take it. But the point is, there's so many different ways to grow an online business. This is the way that I'm just planning on doing it. And if anything that I mentioned in this video you think would be helpful, the YouTube Masterclass, the Content Creator Hub, I'll put all those things in the description below. And most importantly, if you want to follow along the journey, I'll be updating the newsletter, but also here on YouTube, how it's going and ultimately if my plan's working or not, if we're gonna need to pivot. The beautiful thing about marketing online businesses is that honestly, your plan never works out the way you think it will. Things change, you pivot, you make new ideas, you figure out new people you want to work with. It's all kind of a game. That's kind of the best part about having a digital business, honestly. But with that being said, go in the comments, let me know your thoughts, right? Is there anything here that I mentioned that you think is going to be able to help you in your business? Or are you someone that hasn't started a business yet? Maybe this video helped you realize that if an idiot like me can make a successful digital business, then maybe even you can. So with that being said, thank you for watching. Hopefully this was helpful, and I'll catch you in the next video.